Welcome everyone to the Accelerated Breakthrough Mastermind. Now, this is a group of just a collective group of like-minded individuals who choose to improve their production, their net income, their bank account balance, and their net worth. And that's what we're here for, to add value to one another and extract value from one another. I love doing these because, quite frankly, all of us are smarter than just one of us. And so speaking to that, I always invite a special guest, somebody who's just doing something remarkable. And I want to just expose the community to that, to equip you to go out and do more transactions, to get more referral business. And that's what this is all about. So today we've got Will Penney. Now, Will is the founder of an organization called Social Orchard. And quite frankly, he's going to help you guys blow it up through private groups on Facebook. And he's going to show you exactly how to do it and why to do it, and how this is going to be so important to your ability to position yourself in the mind of your prospects, your sphere of influence, your past clients. So the point is, when they think real estate, they think you. So Will, welcome to the call. I'm so glad you're here, bud. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me back on. I appreciate it. And just so everyone knows, I'm a producing real estate agent as well. I'm at eXp Realty. I had my own brokerage for 21 years. And my little team of 4, we sell about 150 to 200 homes a year. And I'm still in production, so I'm not a guru. About 2 years ago, I started a private Facebook group for my past clients because I wasn't a big social media person. And since 80 to 85% of adults in the United States are on Facebook, my logic was just get to them on the platform they're on. There's 3 products that Facebook has: the personal page, the business page, and a group. Those are the only 3 things that they have. And they're all designed to keep people on the platform so they can show you more ads. It's as simple as that. Personal page, because of the algorithms, you simply can't get in front of all of your people. You're only going to be shown to about 10% of your fan base, if you will. Business pages, it's less than that. It's about 3% or less. And they want you to press the boost post button in order to get any traction whatsoever. And all you're going to get is likes. Business pages and personal, or business pages are for broadcasting, like a billboard that faces away from the highway until you pay to boost. So the third product is groups. Facebook highly encourages groups. They are Mark Zuckerberg is a capitalist. He wants to keep us on the platform as long as possible. So they created the groups that really took off during COVID, because it's a fact that if you're around people with common interests, you're going to spend more time with those people. Think about what you do in your regular lives, whether you're a runner or a motorcyclist or a kayaker or a traveler, whatever it is, we all belong to one group or another. Well, Facebook, with their groups during COVID, especially during the shutdown, when people couldn't go outside or they didn't want to go outside, they were drawn to Facebook because they could join a group that had other people with similar interests, if that makes sense. And there's 600 million groups now, about 2.8 billion active daily users on Facebook, 600 million groups. Every hospital, university, school system, they use Facebook groups to communicate with their people. So it's almost a utility. So I started, somebody called me at the end of 2021, and I was going, every year I go into the new year trying to think about something new to do that's important for my business. I go to Florida. I live in just south of Cleveland, Ohio, but I go to Marco Island, Florida for January and February. So before I go down, I start thinking about what can I do next year, one little thing to tweak my business. Well, one of the biggest fears I had going into 2021 was all of these third-party referral companies that are trying to make themselves the center of a transaction by charging a referral fee, and they're spending millions and millions of dollars. And there's Fast Expert, Active Agent, Ideal Agent. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Zillow even charges referral fees now. So does OpCity. So they're spending way more money than any of us can in order to create a magnet that attracts buyers and sellers to them under the guise that they could refer them to a better real estate agent than one of us. All they care about is they have a database of agents. It doesn't really matter what the quality is. They just want a referral fee, 25 to 40%. So that was one of my biggest fears after 35 years as a realtor going into 2021. And I thought, what can I do to make sure that I get my arms around my clients? About 70% of our business is referrals. And we do the typical stuff. We have client events 2 or 3 times a year. We have a moving truck that we loan out to our clients. We have a monthly newsletter. We do all sorts of stuff. But the private Facebook group, after I did some research, I'm in several groups. Sean has a group. I mean, there's lots of Facebook groups that we're all members of. Basically, there's a lot of analytical tools that they provide you as a group owner. They notify everyone in your group whenever a post is made. They create a platform where people want to comment, respond, and engage in conversation. So I started a group called Penney Real Estate. At the time, it was Penney Real Estate, Friends and Family. I invited all of our friends who were on Facebook into it. I then invited all of my my followers from our business page, and we quickly built it up to about 300. Right now, we're standing at about 1,010 past client sphere of influence. These are all people who know, like, and trust us already. We post content daily, not real estate related stuff. We don't put market updates in there. None of the garbage pictures of us with a sold sign with people. People filter all of that out. I mean, if that's all you're posting on your Facebook page, if you take nothing away from this, stop doing it, because people just filter it out. Plus, the algorithm stops people from seeing your other good stuff. So save that, or at least minimize it. Put that on your business page, if anything, because people will look you up. If they're looking for an agent, they'll look up your business page. So anyway, we post content such as, what was the first movie you ever went to? 4 different photographs of exotic staircases. Which one do you like? Same thing with other type, other like roof lines. Which one do you like? And a lot of personal questions, places that you like to take your kids, any local dog parts, what's your favorite Mexican restaurant? And 4 days a week, we post questions like that or graphics to our group. And we found that it was incredibly engaging. And we were seeing at least 1/3 to 70% of every post was being seen by the members. Which is way higher than what a personal page or business page is. So going into 2021, a guy that I know who's a business coach, he asked me if I would do a webinar for his coaching clients. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, but I've spent too much time on this to do it for free. These were other real estate agents in other markets, and I'm not a coach. So I do believe in coming from a place of abundance, but in that particular situation, I wasn't their coach, he was. So he got them all to pay $300 to listen to me drone on about Facebook groups. And at the end, I was surprised on how interested they were. I was very excited with my group, but I was surprised by all the lights that went on when people like, holy crap, he's using a Facebook group to engage with all of his people every day. And again, the bottom line is this. My past clients in Sphere hear from me 4 to 5 days a week now. So now with all of these distractions with TikTok and Instagram Reels, they're still in a community with me 4 to 5 days a week, because Facebook is still the most traveled social media platform. So I did that webinar for him. He had about 14 people paying me $300. I was blown away that they would even do that. But then at the end, they wanted my content, and I didn't have any. They're like, well, we'd love to buy the content from you. And that's where Social Orchard came from. So I've got about 60 agents who I help. They've got Facebook groups. I still sell houses. All the content that we have in our group that I spend a lot of time making sure that it's not just mailing it in content. We put that into our library, and then we actually post it to people's groups for them. So we have an automatic app that actually posts the content to the group for you every day. All you have to do is jump on 10 minutes a day and respond to all the comments. That's pretty much it.
Sorry about that, guys. So a couple of quick questions. Number one, you've started a group. What's it called? Tell everybody.
Penney Group EXP Friends and Family is what it's called now.
Okay, good. And what percentage of the posts that you're putting on there daily have anything to do with real estate sales?
0.
0. So you guys are getting the point, right? See, this is about engagement. This is about getting them to plug in to you, to get to know you as a person. So, Will, can you share a couple of those example posts in a Facebook group? And by the way, I want you to kind of rewind the tape. You come with this idea, you're going to start a group. You're going to call it, the Penney Real Estate, EXP, Friends and Family. And how did you start getting people to engage in it? And was it slow at first? Did it happen suddenly? Talk to me.
It actually happened very quickly. I was surprised, but I was using like my posts were, do you know those ones that you see on Facebook that radio channels like will post and it'll have 486,000 likes? You know, those ones will show up like, if you had a theme song, what would it be? Those stupid posts. I started posting those and I was getting 70 posts or 70 comments. I'd post something that would say, post a photo, the most recent photo of your pet. And we get 100 people post a picture of their pet. So we were cheating. I mean, we were doing like really low rent posts that just, you know, what was the first concert you went to? You know, just really silly stuff like that. And then we would sprinkle in like home technology. I just saw this online. It'll be like, or has anyone got a Alexa, or what do they use it for? You know, we'd post stuff like that. So home related, but never do we post real estate stuff. And again, I've been a full-time agent since 1988. So I still make my money the same way you do.
Yeah. And yet tell me about by forming this group and just doing these posts that are not real estate related, what has that done for you in terms of cultivating and nurturing your sphere of influence?
Well, again, before I have a newsletter that I use. It's called Service for Life, from a guy by the name of Craig Ford. Do you remember him, Sean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I've been sending that out every month. It's bathroom reading. It doesn't talk about real estate at all. We do, you know, so my point is I was doing that. We were doing quarterly texting or calls. But the problem is that we were sending out an email newsletter, but that would go out once a week or once a month. The problem is everyone's doing that. I spend $1,000 a month on my paper newsletter, but the group, anything you get in your referral business from what you're doing now, imagine if you started doing it 4 to 5 days a week in a way that wasn't off-putting. That's what this is. This is a community. Once it got up to about 500 people, and again, these aren't followers. This is like our CRM. We use it like a CRM. Anyone who's in our database, we try to find them on Facebook, send them a friend request, invite them into the group. And it's a private group. Someone mentioned public or private. Private groups are proven to be exclusive. People are more apt to comment in them because they're not being seen. And it feels just like it's got walls around it. So private for sure. We make it searchable and private. And then every once in a while, we'll post and say, please invite your friends, but only the nice ones. You know, we'll post something like that. And suddenly people start inviting their friends in, and then I have to approve them. I have to approve everything. We have people say, hey, I'm looking for a fencing contractor. We'll have other members in the group comment back. Like Sean would say, I'm looking for an electrician. And Brian would respond back, hey, I've got this great guy. Next thing you know, they're chatting with each other in the group in messages. So it's been, last year, I think I made about 50 grand in commission checks off of the group. But again, and that's solely from the group. I've got two examples recently. First house I ever sold in 1988, guy by the name of Steve Rodenbucker. Back then, we didn't have cell phones. We had a pager and a phone booth. And so anyway, I sold Steve's house. He built a home. I lost touch because he got a cell phone and I had no way of getting it. So anyway, last year, I saw he came up on my suggested friends list on Facebook. I don't know how, but they know more about us than we know about them. So they put it on there. Facebook did somehow. They knew I knew him. And I sent him a friend request. He accepted it, sent him a message. I'm like, hey, man, you were the first house I ever sold. He's like, oh, my goodness. I invited him into the group and I had no further communication with him other than his interaction within the group. 3 months later, he had me sell a flip for him. He'd been using the same realtor for the last 7 years and he came back to me. I had a girl I went to high school with. I didn't even know her. She just happened to, in this group I'm in for Kent Roosevelt High School in Kent, Ohio. She sent me a friend request, so I accepted it. I invited her into the group. I just sold her parents' house. And I just had the same thing happen with another classmate that I didn't even know, who sent me a friend request. I invited them into the group because she lives locally, and she just called me to sell her condo. So it's very, but I mean, it's very basic stuff. You're staying in people's heads at 4 to 5 days a week in a way that's not offensive. And there's no other way that I know of where you can stay in touch with people 4 or 5 days a week, where they're not going to call the police or ask you to stop or block you. This is just interaction in a Facebook group that they chose to join. That's what makes it so fantastic.
And they see your name, they see your picture every time they log in, which is phenomenal. And that's what we want. And they get push notifications every time you put a post out there. So, so what you do is you identify your posts for the next 30 days, right? And you invest the time to schedule out the post. So you set it, you forget it. And then every evening, maybe once you're done with dinner, sit down with your phone and you open up your Facebook app and you jump in the group. And all you have to do is reply to the comments, or reply to the comments that people posted, correct?
Mm-hmm. That's it.
And that's it. Now, how often does real estate come up there? Do they DM you?
Every once in a while. Well, every once in a while. I know last week we posted something, what's the highest interest rate you've ever had on a mortgage? But again, that's something that you can ask that people want to talk about. Oh, I had 15.5 back in the 80s, you know. So we got a lot of comments on that. But no, nothing else real estate. We just, it's a human connection. That's all it is. You're just creating that human connection. They already see our cover photo is a picture of our moving truck. It says Penney Group with a giant EXP logo on the side and my team standing in front of it. That's all they need to see, right? And here's the other cool thing. When we invite people to the group, there's this sense of social proof by them seeing that we've got hundreds of people in the group already. It validates that we're a legitimate resource and that they want to be close to us, if that makes sense.
It does.
And the other thing is, one more thing, when our friends invite their people into the group, once again, they see, holy mackerel, this is a realtor with a Facebook group and they're doing cool stuff. It automatically creates a bond.
It does, no doubt. So what's the group size at now?
Just over 1,000 people.
Okay.
I can show you the group if you want me to share my screen.
Yeah, let's do that. Go ahead. I gave you permission. Take it away.
Right.
But here's the point, you guys. He's communicating with 1,000 people every day through this Facebook group in a non-threatening way. So the bottom line is he's going to position himself in their mind. When they think real estate, they're going to think Will Penney. And that's what we all want. Yes. All right. Jumping in there, Will.
So can you guys see this?
I see Google. That's all I see.
Oh, really?
Go ahead and stop the share and reshare.
Okay, how do I, let's see, share. There it is. Okay, got it. Hopefully you'll see it this time. Do you see it now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so here's the group. There's 1,000, it says 1,000 members. It's called Penney Group EXP. There's the photo of our moving truck. So here's one, this dropped an hour ago. 57 people have already seen it. We've got 2 comments. What's something you could find in the home in the 90s, but you don't see now? This was the shameless plug I told you I posted early last week. But we only had 1 comment, 213 post reach. Now, Sean, that's 20% of the group saw that post. You can never see that in a personal group, you can't see that. Here's one. What's the highest mortgage rate you had? That was a 309 post reach. We had 9 comments. But here's a cool thing. Let me go down. Bear with me. I got to go down to engagement. So I can't move. Oh, let me get this out of the way. Okay. So here's the post reach for some recent posts. So 483, but look, we've got 1,000, but look how many people are seeing most of these posts. But more importantly, the engagement, 55, 58, 26, 42, right? So it shows you what your most popular days are. I mean, Facebook gives you some amazing tools that you wouldn't have in anything else. So this, to me, it's kind of like when we do I saw someone talk about EXP once, and it was like a comic strip where they went into their broker, and their broker says, "Why would you go there?" And he says, "Well, we give me this, and we give me my cat back, and we give me ownership in the company." It's like with this, this is like a George Jetson CRM. It's like a 3D CRM where you can engage with people in live real time. That's what a Facebook group is.
Right on. Quick question came in. Thank you for the questions, guys. Feel free to put them in the chat or unmute yourself. You can ask your question. Are you limited in number of posts that you can put per day?
No. Think of real estate masterminds, lab code agents, real closers, some of these giant real estate groups. There's posts going throughout the day. I mean, it's just a constant barrage of activity in these huge groups. That's what the light bulb was that went off in my head that made me go, I can do this, but then just make it my friends and past clients. You can post as much as you want. We just do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That's what we do. We used to do 2 posts a day, 5 days a week. It was too much. So I just do 4 days a week now.
Love it. Okay. So also, would you advise having a virtual assistant or maybe administrative support, scheduling your posts out for you? And do you do that?
So you can set up a group, Google best post to put on a Facebook group, and you can do it yourself. But the reason you need Sean in your life is because you won't think of these things on your own. The reason we need coaches and the reason we need accountability is because we as human beings are terrible at maintaining anything more than a little while. I mean, New Year's resolutions, you can set your clock on when you can get back into the gym. It's usually about the middle of February before everyone drops off, right? Well, real estate agents, anything new we start, and then we stick with it for a little while. Then we get busy and we give up or we stop. Am I wrong, Sean?
No, I think you're pretty spot on there, bud.
This is a marathon. This is like farming. This is like any old school agent that goes around and drops off stuff at houses and sends out postcards. Farming a neighborhood. This is farming your sphere 3 to 4 days or 4 to 5 days a week. If you don't stick with it, then you're just letting yourself down. These are human beings that are thinking about you now, so you need to maintain it. So the reason that I didn't think of my business on my own, other agents asked me to do this, right? So then I'm like, because I'm not an early adopter. It's why it took me so long to join EXP.
Well, not everybody here is with EXP, so we won't talk too much about EXP. It's all good.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. There's my...
Right on. So here's Will's website, guys. I'd encourage you, check it out, socialorchard.com. I love the question. Are you struggling to stay top of mind with your past clients in Sphere? I think this is a great solution for that. Here's a couple of examples of some posts, like designers saying that green kitchen cabinets are becoming popular. What do you think? Yes or no? You can see 44 people commented. And then all Will has to do is just open up a cell phone after dinner and spend a few minutes replying to their comments. And what he's doing is he's engaging them. By the way, when you reply to their comment, if you can ask a question, that's going to re-engage them in the conversation again. And you can get this banter going back and forth. And as you know, eventually real estate's going to come up. Here's another one that I liked. Favorite state you've traveled to and why? We want to know. 85 comments. Guys, this is engagement with people that are in his sphere of influence. And especially in today's market, guys, we want to get as close to our sphere of influence as we possibly can. Right? Would you rather have 100 internet leads or 1 solid referral from a past client?
Right.
1 solid referral. Am I right? They're already pre-sold. It's almost a guaranteed commission check going right into your bank account. So guys, I encourage you, check it out. And for pennies, I mean, it's so inexpensive. Will and his team are going to provide you with all of the posts for it. And by the way, these aren't just things that they just dreamt up and say, gee, I hope this is going to work. No, they've actually tested it in their own group and they pull out the best ones, the highest levels of engagement, and they provide all of that information to you guys. So all you have to do, copy, paste, post.
No, you don't have to do that.
Schedule. Oh, you don't, what?
For $89 a month, we have an app. You connect your group, we post it to your group automatically for you every day. So you literally only have to engage with the people after dinner, like Sean said. We actually post to the group, and about once a month, Facebook groups disconnects connections because they don't want spamming. You just have to go back in through our dashboard, reconnect the group, and then it's back up and running again. But that's no different than any of these other connections. But yeah, we post to the group for you.
Dang, you've even taken that off the plate. I love it. So
I
how
have
many of you guys would like to have, 40, 50 of your past clients reaching out to you with a comment? Anyone? Of course, we all would. And this is the solution to that, guys. And it's so inexpensive. It just makes sense. Go ahead. Who was that raised their hand there?
Dorothy,
Dorothy, good to see you. How are you?
what are you doing?
Fantastic. Thank
I'm
you.
a big fan, you know. So I've been wondering, I'm glad to hear this because I live in a neighborhood that is in Boston, but it's in a C area, working class for centuries. But it's right on the ocean. And if you go in 3 minutes in one direction, you're at the ocean. If you go 3 minutes the other direction, you're at the subway, and 10 minutes to downtown, 30 minutes to the international airport. So I bought here right after 9/11 for almost nothing, thinking, ooh, this place is going to go.
Yeah.
But the ladies in the historic district said, ooh, and I said, that's okay. Well, it's going. And right now there's a Sotheby's agent and another agent, and they have $1 million condos here that have been renovated, but they're gorgeous. And I said, here we go. So I asked them because I wanted to create a relationship. There are some people who say you don't have to ask, just advertise. But I thought, nah, I'm going to create a relationship. And I made squeeze pages, and I've been posting them on 4 different luxury sites of Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on Twitter. And I have gotten 0 response. And I went, boy, I did it all wrong. So I am listening to this going, I'm backwards or something about the way I'm going about this.
Okay. So how many friends do you have on Facebook right now, Dorothy?
A few thousand, but I don't remember the exact number. Sorry.
Yeah. So you got a few thousand people there. You can establish a group. And by the way, Will's program will walk you through click by click, step by step, how to set up your Facebook group, and then how to invite those couple of thousand friends you have on Facebook to engage with your group. Now, once they engage with the group and you do a post, they're going to get a push notification saying Dorothy just posted to the Dorothy Manning Friends and Family group.
That sounds smart.
It is smart. It works. It works, you guys. And it works like a charm. I can't believe more people aren't doing it because it's free. It's free. Now, if you want Will to put the content together and post it for you, and you set it and forget it and just deal with the comments and reply to the comments after dinner, that's the easy thing to do, guys.
And what I'll do, Sean, for you is I'll email Tim a Dropbox link to a video on how to set up a group, and you can just provide that to your coaching clients.
Love it, Will. Thank you. Please do that, and we will. It's a video.
Yeah, it's just a video I made on how to set up a private Facebook group. Right, it's very easy. I mean, Facebook caters to the lowest common denominator. So yeah, it's pretty easy to set up a group. It takes less than 5 minutes. With
your permission, Will, we'll take that file and we'll upload it to Wistia, and we'll just blast it out to everybody. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Love it. Thank you, Will. Really appreciate you joining us today and adding value to all these people. Thank you all for being here, your focus, your energy, your attention. Until we talk again next week, guys, just be on purpose, be productive, be powerful. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.